I just want to see that like it's recording and it wouldn't stop. Because that's what happened last time. We recorded the whole podcast for
And it
30
flopped,
minutes. And yeah, it did flop. Just make sure
It's
that
recording now.
Yeah? I don't know, bro. I don't want to
As long as you can see the time in the
Yeah,
bottom
if you
left.
can see the
it should
timer,
be
it's
Okay, so I put it in never, like sleep never. So yeah, I think it should be better this time. So take 2. Yeah.
Dumbass.
This guy really.
So where do we left off? You want to just talk about the worker issues in the Middle East, or
I'd be happy to. I'd be
yeah,
more
or
than
do you want to
happy.
just talk about
I'm
what
trying
we
to
talked
bring
about last time?
trying to bring light to that situation. It's a heavy situation,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. So what ends up happening is that people, like from like countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, right? So what they do, they go to so basically there's like hiring companies. So they go to them and then they ask for, they tell them that there's like a bunch of opportunities like in countries like Kuwait, Bahrain, Dubai, like all those places, right? So yeah, what ends up happening is that they promise them a pay, like a decent pay, and then they promise them that they're gonna have like job security,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of other like perks that they would just not get in the country they're from, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, what happens is when they go there, they are not given what they were promised.
They basically get scammed.
Yeah, they get scammed.
They get scammed out of their rights, their
Well,
basic
how-
human rights.
They take their passport, right, and then they keep it.
Yeah.
So basically, these people are like prisoners in those countries. now.
Basically, yeah.
And like what you see like on the news, like what you see like huge skyscrapers, huge buildings, like bunch of like,
the stadium, the Qatar
yeah,
stadium.
the World Cup stadiums for Qatar.
There's a big case about that because many workers got killed
Yeah.
making it, and there was a football player that he
Yeah.
spoke out something. I forgot his name.
Oh, there was one, and then he got in trouble, right?
I don't remember, but I know there was one, and he spoke out. He said these guys are wrong, and people were trying to also boycott the World Cup, but I don't think boycotting the World Cup is gonna be successful though.
Well,
I don't think there's enough people that can get on board.
I mean,
It's
when you
such a
think about it,
big-
right?
big
like,
event.
I personally, I hate the fact that they're doing this, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that it's just inhumane because the conditions they live in, right?
Same.
Why is my phone going off? Like, bro, they live. The temperatures in that area,
Oof.
right? It's 50-degree plus. Very like it's very common for the temperature to be above 50 degrees, right? Celsius. So these people, they go out there, they work in that environment, right? And yeah, it's inhumane, and the conditions they live in. Like, have you seen the pictures, right?
It's cramped. It's
Like, there's
it's
like
unsanitary,
6 people or 10 people living in like a small room.
and it's not like
No
it's
AC,
like,
no nothing.
it's like keeping animals basically.
Yeah, exactly. Like
It's-
I completely disagree with that, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like it's the World Cup. Like I'm a huge
Yeah.
soccer fan, right? So I would still watch it.
Yeah.
And I feel there's like a bunch of people like me, right? So I don't think boycotting the World Cup like per se would work.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I feel like.
Let me just turn off the do not disturb. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like same thing with me. I love football. I love the whole atmosphere. I love everything. But at the same time, I love human rights more.
Yeah.
And I.
So
and I like.
would you boycott like?
I
the
would
World Cup?
if yeah, because I would definitely. I'm still down to, but I know that it's not going to get enough traction because it is the biggest event that happens. There's nothing bigger than the World Cup, in my opinion, that people get behind, right? I would be down, but I don't think it would gain enough traction. There would be enough people like me that would be down to boycott it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do your part. I'd still be down to do my part, but that's just the sad reality, though. But that does not mean that I can't speak on a podcast about it, raise awareness like this. You know, this also counts as doing our part, and people should be talking about it. That because when people start talking about stuff, it pressures countries, it pressures places, and change happens.
I feel like a lot of people actually talk about this. Like there's the Guardian writing articles. There's
I don't feel like there's enough people talking about this. I do not
I think
feel like.
people like generally
Yeah.
when they think about the Gulf countries, they know that
I feel like
they are
I
very
actually,
like renowned for.
actually, I'd be surprised. Like you'd be surprised actually. A lot of people that I've talked to, because you've lived there, I've lived there.
Yeah.
We know a lot of people there, and a lot of the people that are getting underpaid and that are basically getting slaved away.
Yeah.
A lot of the people from like our countries are from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
A lot of these areas from Africa. A lot of places that are they're bringing people from. And when I talk to people here, right, and like I was talking to somebody one time, I was like, they were like, oh, where'd you come from? I was like, oh, I lived in Kuwait for 4 years. They're like, oh, you're so lucky. It's amazing place, amazing climate, amazing. And I was like, I was like, yeah, it has its perks, and it also has its downfalls. And then they were like, what do you mean? And then I told them about the whole scenario, the whole the worker rights thing,
Yeah.
and they had no clue that this was happening. And then a lot of the people I talked to, I feel like the most educated people in this manner are the people that have either lived there, right, or like have people living there, are in contact with those people, because it is a very serious issue, a very serious issue.
Yeah, but when FIFA awarded Qatar the rights to host the World Cup, there was a huge backlash, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think, well, people who are up there, right? Like,
Yeah.
let's say FIFA,
Yeah.
and then like the news reporters and all those people like who actually have like knowledge
Officials,
about stuff,
yeah.
right? Yeah, they know like what the Gulf countries are doing, right? So they spoke out about that. And yeah, like when they awarded it, this was back in like 2010, right? I think a lot of people were actually like thinking of, like they were actually like talking about boycotting FIFA and the World Cup. But I mean, it's 2 years away or like 1 year away, so we're gonna have to see like what happens.
Could you search that up? Search up which football players spoke out against the World Cup.
Well, I mean, when you think about like players like Messi, Ronaldo,
Yeah.
they're not gonna speak out.
They're not
against
gonna,
it, right?
yeah, they
because
won't.
that's their livelihoods, right?
They
So
won't. Yeah, exactly. You know,
it's their bread.
I see that, right? But and people that have spoken out against like atrocities in the past, right? Especially major sports have got done dirty.
I know Ozil spoke out against the
Uyghur Muslims.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
what happened was like, look at him now, right? He's like
Yeah.
playing in Istanbul, like
he's playing in Turkish
yeah,
league.
went from like Real Madrid to
he's
Arsenal to Turkey.
But I still obviously that's but I respect him so much
Yeah.
for knowing that. He's knew that like this is gonna put my bread on the line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get relegated to some other league. I'm probably gonna have to go somewhere else. He knew all that and he still said it. So I respect him. If Ozil ever watches this,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Hopefully he watches it one day.
I'm a big fan, and you did the right thing.
But yeah, like that brings us on to like overall, like in the Gulf countries, like when you think about it, right? This is like we spoke about this in the podcast that we recorded.
The
before.
first take
Yeah.
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it got deleted for some reason. But yeah, we were just talking about how like the way that they've just put the countries together is just like it's flawed. Now you can just talk about the architecture there. You can talk about the public transport, or you can just talk about how they treat the people there, right? Then we just talked about how they treat people, like how they treat their workers who built the whole country. When you go to Dubai, you don't see like people in like thobes or like whatever, like actually building stuff. It's the poor people from India and Pakistan. We're going there to build stuff. Who is it?
Joshua Kimmich.
Oh, Kimmich.
Kimmich.
Yeah. He spoke about it.
Yeah, he said the boycott calls have come 10 years too late.
Yeah.
It wasn't allocated this year, but a couple years ago, one should have thought about boycotting back then.
Yeah, I mean he's not wrong. But yeah, like I said, right? So
I respect him for that.
from that, like okay, basically what happened is like they discovered oil, right?
Yeah.
And they just wanted like to make something super big in not a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
And like the leaders are not like very smart either. Like let's be honest, right?
I would agree with you, because there's just so much wealth and so much potential that they could have been.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're not using it properly.
Bro, you can compare this to Norway, right?
Yeah.
Norway is like the 4th largest oil producer in the world, right?
Yeah.
And instead of like just building like pointless stuff like Palm Islands or like the tallest building in the world, right? Instead of that, what they did was they invested the money into a hedge fund, right? All the oil money, like it's all state owned, right?
Yeah.
There's no like here in Canada, like you have Suncor and all those companies that drill oil and shit, right? There, it's it's like state owned.
Yeah.
And all the profits that they get, like everything basically just gets invested into a hedge fund. So the people there, like the Norwegians, they like have an extremely like developed country with an extremely high standard of living, right? So this could have happened to like the Gulf countries, where like I mean the locals there are still like thriving, right?
Yeah.
But the people who move there, or the people like who live in like I mentioned before, like the workers from like poorer countries, like they're horribly
because they're also because they recruit people from these other countries, and the workers coming in may not be as educated, and they may not know as much, and they're just trying to provide for their families, right? They see an opportunity and they're down for it, but they don't know what these guys are doing on the back end. They don't know the repercussions that when they go there, they're gonna get their like passport taken away, whatever taken away. They're gonna be trapped there. So that's also bad. Taking advantage of people's
Misery.
Just yeah, exactly. Just the fact that somebody is desperate to work or get some income and you're taking advantage of it is a very, very bad thing. Not to say that these Middle Eastern places and all these places are like that. They only have bad things. That is incorrect. I actually loved my time in Kuwait. It's one of my best times in my life. Especially
But here's the thing. You're an expat, right?
Yeah,
you went there from Canada.
Yeah,
right?
I did. No, I did. I understand that. Just in general, it's not a bad place to live.
Not for us.
Yeah,
but for the
no.
people.
I agree with you, right? I agree with you. But I'm saying that we shouldn't just only focus on there's slavery there, there's bad. It's a good place. It's not a bad place. Yeah. Every place has issues, right? And granted, there's a major issue, but there are upsides to the place too. But
I think the two major benefits that I think my time I spent there, right?
Yeah.
Crime is incredibly low, right?
Very low.
Very low crime
Very
rate,
low.
right? Because think about it, right? If you're 90, like in the UAE, 90% of the people there are expats,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Immigrants, right?
Yeah.
If they commit a crime, they're getting deported,
Yeah.
right? So they're not gonna commit a crime, right?
Yeah.
And the locals are so rich, they don't need to commit crimes.
And the punishments are serious.
Yeah,
too.
they chop your
Punishments
hands.
are serious. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the reason why the crime is so low there,
That is
right?
good. And
One
halal
other
food.
thing is no homeless. You would not find a homeless person there.
Yeah.
And that's again because if you get homeless, you're getting deported.
Because I mean, them these workers, right? Them being underpaid and all that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's still very bad. That's still extremely bad.
Yeah.
But that's still better than them being homeless, or just and the country not doing anything about that.
I think the difference with that is that the homeless people there,
Yeah.
they have no choice. They want to make their lives better.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
They want to go and get
Yeah.
nice jobs. They want to go and be productive members of society.
Yeah.
Here, the homeless people, they have the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Granted that they have serious mental health issues, and the system is generally kind of flawed, right?
The system is designed to keep
we
them
mentioned that in the last
homeless.
podcast
Yeah.
too. We're going to talk about it again,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's a major key difference, right? So
Yeah.
here, those homeless people, they actually have an opportunity to go and get their lives together.
Yeah.
There, the people who are living under the poverty line, they don't have a choice.
That is
They
true.
don't have their passports.
I
They
agree
can't go and do
I agree with
anything.
you on that point.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah.
But yeah, and let's just talk about the homelessness, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we talked about the house prices, right?
Yeah.
They're rising. Like I saw the news yesterday, and then the house prices in Toronto were going up by 20% compared to last year. So again, when you think about it, right, there's people working minimum wage jobs,
Yeah.
right? They need a place to live. They need a place to rent. If majority of their income is going towards rent,
Yeah.
then they're not going to have a very satisfying standard of living,
Yeah.
So that initially, what that does is it just causes them to have,
it's not feasible for them to live
Yeah.
in an actual in some type of
and
housing.
it results in a bunch of mental health issues
Exactly.
where
Yeah.
they're not happy with their lives.
Yeah.
And when you're not happy, what do you do naturally? Drugs.
Turn to bad things.
Yeah, bad
Yeah,
things, drugs,
yeah.
right? And again, when you see people blaming homelessness on drugs, I
Yeah.
think that's incorrect
Yeah.
because there's other deep-rooted issues that should
Yeah.
be thought of
I
first.
was- yeah.
Because those issues, they tend to lead people to use drugs in the first place.
Exactly.
Now, this is not the case 100% of the time, right?
Yeah. But it all has factors within each other, and I talked about this in the last episode that got cut. I said that there is this general stereotypical view of homelessness where if somebody were to see somebody on the street that's homeless, people just immediately think, oh, he dropped out of high school, he didn't get his life together, he just did drugs, he fooled around, whatever, which is incorrect. There's small influences here and there, but at the end of the day, there are much deeper reasons for somebody to end up on the street, like something that Waleed just talked about, property prices, just a person's general environmental scenarios of them maybe not being able to earn as much to support themselves if they're living in a very costly area in general, which is why you see a lot of places. You're talking about San Francisco,
Yeah.
right? Talking about places like this where it's very costly to live there, even in a normal base house, nothing too expensive, nothing too nice.
I mean,
people,
when you think about San Francisco,
Yeah.
how much is the minimum wage in California? I
I'm
don't
not
even
sure.
know, but
Search that up.
the minimum wage in California. Well, let's say it's $15 here, right? So the rent there,
That's 15 USD.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I think it is 15 USD, but is it? How much is it? They make
14
$14
per
US
hour.
dollars per
Okay,
hour.
yeah.
Can you check how much rent is for a small house? Because when you think about it, like let's say like it's, I, last time I checked, I think it was like around like $3,000.
Yeah.
So you can't afford that with a minimum wage job, right?
Yeah.
So, again, like you're working, you're doing your best to support yourself, but the system is not letting you do that.
Exactly.
And I think the big issue, oh wait, how much? So a 791 square foot house, is that a house or what? That's like a tiny space, costs like $2,500. So again, like you see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It forces them to like that too, and people. There's another reason, right? Reason why crime rates and that are higher in these areas than like let's say the Middle East and that is because obviously if like somebody's trying to support themselves and they can't get enough, you could turn to something like crime, right?
Yeah.
For example, it's like when people are desperate, when people are like when their scenario forces them to do these things, then to deal with it, they could do drugs, they could do something bad, to get more income, to get something, they could turn to crime or whatever. So these are not issues that cause them to be homeless. These are issues caused by the system, not allowing them to basically be normal citizens.
And you don't just see this problem like in the US, you see it here as well, like in Vancouver, right?
Yeah.
Houses are high, like the prices are high.
Yeah.
You went there, right? How was it? Like, were there a lot of homeless?
A lot of homeless. Hadid. Remember when we went to, what was that place?
What was it called?
Gastown?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but there
But
was
yeah, again, like, you just can't like buy a house in Vancouver.
It's too much.
Exactly, right? So, again, like
Vancouver is like people say it's like the California of Canada, like the Los Angeles of Canada.
Nah, it's probably cleaner still, but
yeah, like no, like, I'm talking about like it's like that coast vibe.
But what's it called? What was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot. I was gonna say something, I forgot.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, no, I was gonna talk about what's happening in Vancouver. Yeah, I was gonna talk about like, I think the main issue in Vancouver is foreign investment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what's happening is people from China, right? China, India, and like the rich people from there, right?
Yeah.
They are investing their black money into the market, right? So they make money there in China. They bring it here to Vancouver.
Yeah.
They buy property, right? Because what does property do? Like it appreciates in value, right? So, and when you go there, right? I'm sure, like I read this up somewhere, right? So, like 50% of the houses, like the property there, it's empty.
Yeah.
No one lives there. It's an investment. It's not a living place for those people, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, right? There's people from another country investing here, making lives unlivable for people who are from here, while those people are not even living in here.
Yeah.
Like the houses are empty, bro, and there's people living on the street who can't afford to rent a house. Yeah. Like a minimum house, you know, like it
I didn't know that was also something that is. That
like
is
no,
some,
like they're empty. Trust me.
Yeah.
And that's not just happening here. It's happening in like Melbourne, Australia, right? Same thing happening. The Chinese are investing money in there, making like rent go like skyrocket, and people can't live there anymore.
Yeah. So people are like them chasing value is causing places to be unlivable.
I just feel like for our government, like we should be the priority, right? Like the people of like Vancouver should be their priority, right? Yeah. They should be the ones who are able to live a normal life where like a house is not something they need to be worried about.
True.
But
that's in general for any place in the world. That place's government should make that place their responsibility and their priority. Yeah,
that's actually one thing that I really like about the Gulf countries, right? Yeah. The citizens, they're blessed.
Like you pretty sure you will never see like in Kuwait, for example, a Kuwaiti person on the street. I have never in my life, or like a Kuwaiti person.
Not even on the street. You would never see them.
Even honestly, in an uncomfortable living position ever. I have not.
They take such good care of their citizens, right?
And that is something that I can respect these countries for.
Yeah.
They do take very good care of their own.
Yeah. And I think that's something that we need to learn as well. Like we need to start caring about the people who are here first. Yeah. Because these are our people, these are our priorities.
I mean, not to say that that place should not be taking in refugees.
No. Yeah, definitely, bro. Like I'm pro immigration, pro refugees, right?
Yeah.
They need to be coming. Like it's fine. Yeah. I'm just saying that does not mean that you completely turn a blind eye on the people who are already here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because they are from here. They were born here, right? They have the right to be able to live here.
And they're working.
They're
for
working,
it. They're
exactly.
working
Like,
for it. Like
they're working a job, but they still
Yeah.
can't afford a house. Right?
it's just
So
the
that's
system screwing them over, which is not good.
yeah, exactly right.
I agree with that. Mm.
Yeah, we need something to do about that.
What?
Nah, I just said that we need to like do something about that because like I've been like reading a lot of news, right? And it just
You're very informed, eh?
the thing is, I just don't want like because I've seen LA, right?
Yeah.
I don't want Vancouver or any part of Canada to be like that,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like the trajectory, like the way we're looking at things right now, I feel
It's
like
headed that way.
it's headed that way. It's definitely headed that way.
Especially with the pandemic.
Yeah, like not per se like let's say Edmonton, Calgary, right? Like
Yeah.
everything's like pretty affordable here.
Yeah.
When you look at Toronto and you look at Vancouver, right? Those places are like out of hand. Like it's getting out of hand, right?
Yeah.
And soon I feel like they're gonna follow suit, right? Crime's gonna go up, property prices like well they're already unaffordable, but like still, right? And then overall, like Vancouver used to be like what, like the third most livable city in the world,
Yeah.
right? Not anymore.
No, it just like even when I went, right, just this previous summer, just at night when we were walking through that place, there were just so many homeless. Cause
were there like tents and shit?
there were not tents per se, but like every street corner, every turn,
Yeah.
there was a lot of people. So, and the thing is, Vancouver's downtown is way bigger than Calgary's downtown too. Like that put it in its perspective for me. You could go around Calgary's downtown very quickly, right? Vancouver's downtown
And
is
you don't see
huge.
that many homeless people
And
here.
you
either.
don't, yeah.
In Calgary,
Vancouver's
you don't.
downtown is huge, and you see so many. So
There's actually like there's one street I think I forgot the name, but it's basically like a whole street.
yeah.
I went there as well. It's
Where
full of
here?
No, in Vancouver.
Oh, in Vancouver.
I went to Vancouver in 2017, right?
Yeah.
For like a week or two, but I don't like exactly remember because I don't know. But yeah, there's like a whole street full of homeless people, and they live there. Like that's their home.
That street, Hadi, it was called Gastown. What was it called?
I don't think it's called like what's the name of the street where like the most homeless live in Vancouver?
I don't remember.
Can you search that up?
What am I searching up? Most homeless street.
Yeah.
I think it was called something like that.
No. What was it? What is it?
I don't know if this is the one, but
Let me peep it one time. East Side, yeah. Downtown
The
East.
downtown
yeah.
east
Yeah.
side.
Bro, it was scary when I went there. Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like, yeah. I feel it, but so, you know, some homeless people. I feel like they're not trying to be scary, but some just come off scary. I'm not talking about the ones that like try to come at you, but the ones that are just posted. You know, when people like, let's say like you're in downtown or something, right?
Yeah.
And you see like let's say like a really rich person walking by, and he sees like a homeless person, that's just minding their own business, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, like they'll like try to. I'm like, bro, he's a normal person. Like he's not saying anything to you, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's also a stigma around them where people see a homeless person and they're just like, he just has bad intentions,
See, here's the thing.
which is wrong.
We humans, we don't do well with uncertainty, right? So
Yeah.
when there's ambiguity,
Yeah.
right, it always makes us uncomfortable.
Yeah, no.
You can think about this like when you wear a mask, right? Like let's say I wear a mask with no emotions whatsoever, right? You don't know what my... Oh, is it recording?
It's still recording. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't, like when I wear a mask, right? You don't know what my true intentions are behind the mask. Like my emotions are hidden.
Yeah.
All you see is like a blank face, right?
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that when you see a plain mask, you don't feel uncomfortable in a
A
person.
what mask?
Like a mask with no like emotions or anything. You feel uncomfortable, right?
I'm just like, why is he wearing a mask?
No, okay. Well, think about this. Like when you, let me just put this into perspective. Like when you see a Joker, like a clown, right?
Yeah.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
A little bit, yeah.
Exactly, because there's ambiguity, right? You don't know what the person's
No,
intentions
no,
are.
it just looks kind of creepy.
That's what creep is. It's ambiguity, right? That's exactly what creepiness means. It's because your brain doesn't know in order to fear the thing, or to consider it safe. There's because you don't know a clown, right? You don't know like if a clown is gonna attack you or he's just gonna mind his own business.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't know that.
It doesn't clown attack you. It's probably not gonna attack you. Hastings Street.
Could be that one.
It's called
But I'm just
Hastings
saying, right?
Street,
Like when there's ambiguity, we don't do well with that. Like that's the feeling of creepiness.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's not like, even if you like a home, like that mask thing. Okay, like I don't think that analogy fits well here.
Well, it's okay. I'll tell you how it fits here because
Yeah.
you see a homeless person.
Yeah.
They're incredibly unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
They have mental issues, drug abuse, everything combined, right?
Yeah.
So You don't know like what a person.
Yeah, no,
who's on,
but-
you don't know what a person who's on
No,
heroin is gonna do to you.
But if he just not every homeless person on heroin or not every homeless person. Some
Yeah,
person
but
is
I mean, you
minding their
never
own
know,
business.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Some like if he's just minding his own business.
Yeah.
I've seen this happen. Like, you know, when I was like at 8th Street train station or whatever, you see them minding their own business. Like they're just going about, right?
Yeah.
And you see like a higher class person walk by, they kind of back off or they kind of do this.
Yeah.
Like just walk normally. He's not saying anything to you.
Yeah.
Like especially in a very like public place. What is he gonna do? Nothing. It's just there's I feel like there's a stigma of like the people are just like, oh, this is
There
a homeless.
definitely is.
He's gonna attack me or he's gonna do something to me, which is not the case. Like they could be just minding their own business. Too.
there is stigma, but I don't like blame the person who's trying to be safe.
To
right?
be cautious.
To be cautious, right?
Yeah.
Because again, like I said, there's uncertainty, right? Because you don't know what their intention.
Yeah, but then that makes them feel like even more like, you know, like
Segregated.
outsiders and like, oh, I can't even.
Yeah,
this person doesn't even want to be near me. With COVID, I understand. There's
I
the whole
definitely
six
agree with
feet
you, yeah.
rule and all that. That's understandable. Social distancing with the exclusion. I'm talking about before COVID.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, bro, he's not saying anything to you. Go about your day normally. Let him go about his day. Sure, if some guy's following me for a couple of streets, or he's trying to, you know, get something off me, he's giving me some looks, flashing a weapon or something, that's understandable, right? Be a little
No,
more cautious.
I agree with
right?
you on that point because
But-
they shouldn't feel segregated.
Yeah, they shouldn't feel segregated. They feel even more segregated because they're like, even the normal ones that are not on drugs, that are not on nothing, that are just trying to, even if like they're just trying to bottle collect, right, for some cash that they need, right? Like people are looking at them, avoiding them like that. It's like, bro, he is doing what he needs to survive. You're just walking past him. He's not gonna say a single thing to you, right?
They're humans at the end.
And
of
they're
the day.
humans, right? So they feel even worse than they're like, bruh, I'm just out here.
I think like we as
Going about
humans,
my
like we're
business.
just we're weird. Weird
We're very
species.
weird.
Yeah,
You're weird.
I'm weird, but I'm just
My
saying,
cameraman is weird.
Us like as species, like we're kind of weird.
Some are weirder than others.
Yeah. That's me right there, bro.
We know a lot of weird humans. We know like two weird humans.
Who?
No, like two.
We're not gonna mention them, are we?
Huh?
I can mention one right now. Who's been leaving our FaceTime calls and not attending them.
too many. Weird humans.
Yeah.
Well, human psychology is crazy though.
Yeah. Have you taken any
Well,
psych courses?
I haven't, but it's
Yeah.
just because I'm an engineer, and
Yeah.
even I know that the brain is the most complex machine ever.
Yeah.
That I'll admit it. Like anybody knows that, right? And it's crazy, like how complex the brain is.
I mean, I think what's happening right now, like with AI especially, I feel like there's gonna be a point where we're not gonna be considered as smart because we're gonna make machines so much smarter than us, right? That they're just gonna surpass us.
But there's certain things that like, because AI is progressing very fast,
Yeah.
extremely fast, right? I'll admit that. It has a very bright future. That's known. I
Yeah,
understand,
I won't
right?
stop you right there. I have a lot to say about this. I'm saying.
Are we saving that for the next episode?
We're gonna save that for
Okay,
the
we're gonna
next.
save that
Because
for the next
I have
episode.
so much to say about
No,
that.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
I know you do too. You're
I'm
a
ready.
engineer.
Yeah, I'm ready
You
to
got a
get
lot
into
to
it,
say
bro.
about that, yeah.
I got you. But
Yeah.
this is the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm praying this recorded. I think
Yeah,
this
I
recorded
think this
because
did
the time is still
record.
there.
Yeah, because 27 minutes.
But
But yeah, that was the first
that
episode.
was the first episode.
We still haven't come up with a name for the podcast. That should happen
Soon.
hopefully
After
for
this
the next one.
the
We
next
will,
episode, there's gonna be a name.
yeah, hopefully.
I just don't like the name we currently have. Inside Talks. I don't like it. I want to
That's
change
sure it's
it.
gonna go up on the YouTube channel.
No. We need to change it to
Yeah.
something nice.
Okay.
But this was our first episode. Talk about everything on this podcast. Anything and everything.
Yeah.
All guests are allowed. Anytime and anywhere.
Anyone who wants to come in, just let
Anyone
us
who
know.
wants to come in, let
We'll
us know.
get you in. We'll have your
Yeah.
opinions and everything.
Yes.
And if there's any like topics that you
You
guys
want
want
us
us
to
to talk
let
about,
us know.
just drop them in the comments,
Mhm.
and we will be addressing them soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But yeah, that's the first episode. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hopefully you enjoyed, and bye.
Hopefully you were enlightened.
Yeah. Hi. Bye.